Hey, you clicked on my video. Appreciate it. Now be sure to like the video and subscribe to the page. Long enough to cover the subject and short enough to keep it interesting. Welcome to Outta My League. I'm Nick Diaz. Skip Bertman once said, "I wish for all my friends to win at least one championship, and I wish for all my enemies to win two, because there is no greater hell than expectations." Jay Johnson doesn't have any national championships, at least not yet, but he now has the hell of expectations. And maybe he likes it that way. Because if having the best transfer portal class in the history of college baseball wasn't enough, along with one of the best high school signing classes that college baseball has seen in quite some time, LSU Baseball just got the best two-way player in the country out of the transfer portal yesterday. Paul Skenes from the Air Force Academy is a first-team All-American right-handed pitcher and catcher who has 2 years of eligibility remaining. He will not see those 2 full years. He'll be gone by then. He was at Air Force last year and was their full-time catcher for about 51 games, where he batted .314 and 13 home runs. Pretty good. But on days where he wasn't the catcher, he was the ace pitcher for Air Force, where he threw a 2.73 ERA with 96 strikeouts in 85 innings. His fastball sits around 93 to 95. His curveball sits in the mid-80s. Let me put this into perspective for you. Paul Skenes was a draft-eligible sophomore this past season. And back in June, he entered the transfer portal, and an LSU fan on Twitter asked Kendall Rogers about Skenes entering the portal and potentially if he's going to go there or enter the MLB draft. And Kendall Rogers said, quote, "I have a better chance of playing college baseball next season than Paul Skenes." So much for that. This guy, Paul Skenes, is Babe Ruth type stuff, or I guess nowadays Shohei Ohtani for the Los Angeles Angels, where one of the best pitchers in all of baseball is also one of the best hitters in all of baseball. That's what Paul Skenes was in college baseball last season. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be the next Babe Ruth or Shohei Ohtani, okay? Just that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that's what he does for the team. It's very, very unusual to see a player with this skill set at this level, college or pro. You see it in high school all the time with big-time high school prospects who are just more physically gifted than everybody else on the team, but not at this level, and especially not at the major league level. LSU Baseball, because of this, now has no more holes on their roster because of what Paul Skenes does for you and your team. This gives you another option at catcher, obviously, because you have Milazzo, who is the best defensive catcher in the country, arguably, but he can't hit. Not that it matters, because look at the lineup in front of him, so who cares if he can't hit? But now you need a backup, because Milazzo was hurt last year. Now you have Paul Skenes as an option for catcher. You also have Hayden Travinski coming back, who can't catch, but he can hit. Who knows, maybe he'll improve as a catcher. And then you have the number one catcher in the state of Florida, Brady Neal, foregoing the draft and coming to LSU. Y'all, whoever wins that starting catcher job will have earned it. And even if Paul Skenes wins the full-time job, Paul Skenes still gives you a second ace arm on the mound. A second ace. Not another starter, an ace. Because Thatcher Hurd from UCLA, barring he's healthy, he's going to be LSU's Friday night guy next year. Paul Skenes is definitely now your Saturday starter. And you're loaded with transfers, returning young pitchers, incoming freshmen to fill out on Sunday or the midweek rotation, while at the same time being developed by the best pitching coach in the country and one of the best pitching coaches in all of the major leagues, Wes Johnson. When it comes to LSU's roster next season, I'm to the point where it's like last year's Tennessee team who was on PEDs and got caught with juice bats, where just getting to Omaha for this LSU team would be a letdown. Just getting there is no longer enough. I think now it would be a disappointment if they don't get at least to the championship series in Omaha. That's the talent on this LSU roster. Dylan Cruz, Trey Morgan, Tommy Tanks, Paul Skenes, Thatcher Hurd, Carter Young, Gavin Dugas, Josh Pearson, Josh Stevenson, Christian Little, Jordan Thompson, who could probably start at third base, Milazzo, Braden Jobert at DH, and the number one recruiting class coming in the country, and all the young arms you have coming back who have a lot of talent and potential. Remember, no number one seed since 1999 has won the national championship in this current format. But I would dare to say that this is the most talented, loaded LSU baseball team since Skip Bertman's teams. I don't think I'm being facetious when I say that either. And also, to anyone who thought LSU was behind on NIL, I don't think it's a coincidence that LSU football and baseball went on this huge recruiting run the week after the state legislature passed the new NIL law. It's June 29th. LSU starts practice in 6 days. The Saints are on their third day of training camp, and we're talking about LSU baseball. You wanted to wear the crown. Let's hope you don't fall over. Thanks for listening to Out of My League. If you like what you heard, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Or follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok in the description link below.